Aircraft manufacturer Airbus says it will stop making the world's largest passenger plane by 2021. The A380 superjumbo has been in production for the past 12 years, with the Gulf carrier Emirates being its biggest user. But on Thursday, the carrier said it was drastically cutting back its orders and will now only buy 14 more aircraft. Emirates has instead decided to buy smaller Airbus planes. The double-decker has been in service since 2007, but sales of the costly aircraft have failed to meet initial targets. It was designed to compete with US rival Boeing's 747 jumbo jet. It can carry between 500 and 850 passengers, but early on, airlines found they couldn't fill all seats on their A380s. The cost of maintenance and operations also exceeded initial estimates. Well, Abid Ali is Al Jazeera's economics editor, and he joins us now live in our Doha studio. Abid, what's been behind this move by Emirates?
So let's look at some of the numbers behind here, because that's where the real economics of this is. And this is the reason why it all falls apart. If you're buying a A380, it costs you $455 million. That's a heck of a lot of money. Yeah. Now, if you're buying a 747, it's $400 million, but that's such a small difference in the airline industry. But if you take a look at this now, to fly an A380, it costs $29,000 per hour. To fly a 737, which is used by most low-cost airlines, it costs nearly $3,000 an hour. So you can see it's like a tenth of the cost. And so airlines are looking at this at the bottom line and saying, you know, how can we make the maths work on this? To fly a A380, you have to have 60 to 70% of the plane full at any given time. Otherwise, you're going to be flying at a loss. Now, it's been loss-making for Airbus as well. And after spending $15 billion developing this plane, this is one monumental disaster for them in terms of their business model. So they're getting rid of this particular plane. It's got huge competition for more efficient planes. One they build themselves, which is the A350, which Emirates will buy, and the other is the Boeing 787. Both are kind of composite plastic planes, and so they're more efficient in terms of the amount of fuel they use. But even at times when the fuel price was extremely low, airlines were reluctant to invest in this particular plane because they couldn't see the point, because most airlines, they like to fly point to point. So if you want to fly from London to, say, to Milan, you want to go directly. There's no point in you going from London to, say, Qatar or anywhere else and then flying back. So the whole idea is that the airlines want to use smaller planes which can help you to go from point to point.
And it makes it easier to fill them with passengers, presumably, and cheaper to run.
Absolutely. And this has been a huge cost to airports as well, because Heathrow Airport spent £450 million trying to build up the infrastructure, from improving the runways, from widening taxiways, so that basically they could use this plane.
OK, well, thanks very much for that, Abid. I'm sure we'll be talking to you about this throughout the day.
Hopefully.